Welcome to HQ Dialogues. My name is Hanif, and with me, Dr. Khalid Hasan. We together thought about talking to each other and interviewing other people, and that's how we got together to do this show. Dr. Khalid, would you please let us know how did you come to team up together to do this?
Thank you, Hanif. Thank you for inviting me in today's the first episode of Age Care Dialogue. This is basically your idea that you wanted to do something, and when you approached me, and I accepted that because your soul and my soul on this particular the topic, the agenda is actually touches me, and I immediately accepted that, and that's why we are here. And our purpose is to share our voice, which resonates the Bangladesh reality. The world should know what is happening right now, and what are the misinformation or disinformation are there in the world, which is from different vested media groups, countries. Those are against Bangladesh. So we decided that we need to disclose the reality for the people of Bangladesh.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for letting us know. I have similar goal. Basically, our goal was together. We did synchronize in one place that there are many outlets that does have propaganda against Bangladesh, where misinformation and disinformation is basically like a plague. So our goal was to make sure we can talk about it, we can explain things, and we can support our claims with statistics, data, and receipts so that we will be able to tell the world what's the reality. Thank you very much for doing this show. So, one thing I forgot to say, Dr. Khalid is a writer of this book, The New Sustainability Edge, with Philip Kotler. You know, he is basically is called to be the father of modern marketing, and Dr. Khalid Hasan did write a wonderful book with it. I did not finish reading it yet. Once I do, you owe me another interview about the book.
Thank you so much. It would be a great pleasure because sustainability is one of the major issues globally, and we need to discuss and we need to share for the people, planet, and prosperity.
Thank you. Okay, Dr. Khalid, let's get into the questioning session. I'll be asking you a few questions. Let me know about your opinion. I'm basically interested to know what is your understanding or what is your take about the things that's happening in Bangladesh right now. I have written some questions for you and some questions that will come from my heart. So let's start with the first one. If you had to capture the current moment in Bangladesh, how do you describe the country we're living in right now? Are they moving in the right or wrong decision?
Thank you, Hanif. It's a very important question and interesting, though. You know, Bangladesh is now going through a very critical phase. Last year in 2024, July, August, there was the revolution, uprising by the younger generations and general people as well. Many people died, 1,500 people died, maybe more, and thousands of people were injured. So after that, Professor Yunus, the Nobel Peace Laureate who took over as the head of the government, it is not at all easy to be, to run the country where there's so much of chaos, anarchy, and lack of governance, lack of safety, and a lot of things happened when the government, previous government, fled to India or other countries. The country was in a total, some sort of emptiness. There was no police for a few days. There was no administration as such. So from there today, after 18 months, I would say based on the data, I'm a researcher and I do research and I did a lot of opinion polls. Based on that, majority of the people, they say Bangladesh is going in the right direction. More than 70 or 75% of the people, the general people, they say it's going in the right direction. Of course, there would be it's a debatable. The political parties, some of they will say it's not going in the right direction, but overall, the people say it's going in the right direction. Comparing with what it was before, why it was before, I will tell you later on. But overall, country is in the right direction for the future perspective.
We have more questions related to that about the failures and about the success of this government. But while you were answering the question, I got something in my head. The runaway party did rule the country for 15 plus years. Why do you think it took the people of Bangladesh so many years to work out a movement or work out a revolution to kick them out?
Well, it's not easy. If you look at the history or any other country, revolution, it never happens overnight. If you look at Syria, last year when Bashar al-Assad fled to Russia, the people of Syria, they had to go through the process for many years, about more than about 2 decades, I think. In any other countries where they are the dictators, they have the power, they have the people, they manipulate the police, they manipulate the military, and that's how they remain in the power. So in Bangladesh, though in 2008 there was the election, and after that the Hasina government, they came in the power, but after that the government started capturing the power in such a way so they will be forever in the power. So they manipulated the whole administrative system, the media, the police, the military, and so on.
I have a different take on that though. My understanding is, as a human by nature, we really do not react until it bothers us, until it gets to us. I believe the runaway government did torture people in general, but in exchange for keeping a few group of people in luxury or benefits. At some point, I think, in order to sustain runaway government's agenda, they really had to cut out the privilege and really had to harm the maximum number of people instead of benefiting them. And probably that's when this movement came around, and the accumulated anger, years and years of anger, where they couldn't really voice their opinion, change the government as they needed, that really caught up with the runaway people.
It is, yeah, correct. You're very much correct. But you see that after 2008, when the government, they were in the power, immediately after that, people started realizing that the government, they were using the students' front. They were manipulating different administrative systems. They had people could understand that they had a long plan. When 2008, when they had the election, people had something in their mind that this would be a pro-people government, but later on they realized that it is going away and away and away. The first thing, though it was in December, and I think they took power in January, but in February 2009, there was the army, the BDR, there's the unrest, and more than 57 or 60 army officers were died. Yeah. And that was still people cannot accept it.
That's another mystery. Even the current government couldn't get to the bottom of it, and I worry even the next government probably wouldn't be, and we'll never know what happened. Can you name me 3 achievements of this government that is efficient, effective, and without which you think Bangladesh could have been in trouble?
Okay, thank you, Hanif. Uh, there are so many success stories of the government. Uh, it will be really hard to say which first three will come. But anyway, first, when the government took over, for first 3 days there was no government, literally no government. So from there, the interim government has the first job to restore peace and security, safety issues. When there was no police, there was no security, no administration as such, and from there to bring peace, safety, and security, it was the first big challenge for the government. Motivating the police, those who ran away from the police stations, to come back to station. They were psychologically totally broken from their psychologically giving their mental strength to boost up so that they can join again. And they were afraid of the general people because during the earlier regime, the police were
So,
pro-government.
you believe that securing Bangladesh is one of the achievements?
First is that the internal security, this is
Okay.
first. Number
Second?
two, I will say that humanitarian aspect, freedom of speech, that was totally lost during the earlier regime. There were so many secret prison compared, if I can say, I can compare with Hitler's concentration camp.
Correct.
They
right.
call it Einaghar, and there were hundreds and thousands of people. They were abducted, forced abduction, and it came in the United Nations report.
Honestly, the term I find pretty romantic. So the Rana government, even the super brute, they had some romanticism because they named it maybe the mirror room, or maybe in another word, mirror maze.
Yeah.
So I find it sometimes astonishing that such a brutal people named it in such a romantic way. I'll talk about it in another way, another time, maybe later, if we get time today. So, what do you think is the third achievement?
Third is restoring sovereignty in the mind of the people, that this is a pro-government, pro-people government. Government was in every actions, the message was given to the people that this is their government. They are not under the shadow of any government. They are not under the shadow of any country. Bangladesh can take decision on its own, militarily, foreign policy, economic, and so on. So that's the independence, independent mindset. That message was given to the people and the rest of the world. They can see the difference.
Wonderful. Now, I'll be the information that you provide me. I'll try to get the statistics from you. Please provide me with those so that my goal is basically anything we say be supported by statistics,
Data.
information, data, and receipts instead of just saying anything. Like in Bangladesh, there is a saying, Jonagon wants it, the people wants it. But I often have trouble to understand who are those people. Like I'm people, I want something. But then if you say Jonagon or people want it, that sometimes I find is not appropriate. And that may be a political trick, but in our show, I really want to avoid that. Rather, I would like to support our claims with statistics. So please do provide me with that, especially when you said that the law and order situation is improved by this current government, which is, you're saying, one of the biggest achievement. A lot of people do disagree with it. Maybe in somewhat way I do disagree with it too. So if you can give me a comparison in which sense you're thinking that, maybe I will be able to post it with this video so that they can see your claim. Tell me 3 failures of this government that is severe.
I would say it's a failure. I would say it's a challenge.
Okay.
It is not that easy, Hanif. Professor Yunus is a Nobel laureate. He is an economist. He is a global citizen. He was never in politics. He doesn't know how to speak lie. He doesn't know how to say something wrong which is not there in existence, like the many of the political parties. There are good politicians worldwide. There are also in, some different politicians who know it very well. So it was a big challenge for him to speak up the truth to the people and in a not to say something in a diplomatic way. So he was always very much upfront, and he's honest. But Hanif, you will be surprised when we have the data. We did opinion poll a few months ago. We have seen majority of the people, more than 75 or 80%. When he came to the power in first 100 days, it was 85% people's approval was for Professor Yunus.
That's true, but anything would be better than the runaway government, though. You understand what I'm saying? And the runaway government came to my mouth all of a sudden, but I think that is exactly the right description for the government that fled, like top to bottom, everyone. So, what are the three failures you think?
So
There are challenges. I do
okay.
apologize.
Yeah, first challenge is to tackle the global media, because he was never he was not, if I say, educated enough to handle the disinformation by different media outside the countries. So that was the media channels outside the country, and supported by the previous governments, the agents, those who were in Bangladesh, they were manipulating all this information, and it was spread in such a way. His government was perplexed how to handle those disinformation. This is one. Number two, that's the as I said, the law and order situation. Since all the police and everything, these were all pro previous
So-
government. So managing those law and order, and the agents and activists of the previous government, the Awami League government, they were so much active and trying to destabilize Bangladesh. So that was very much vivid.
And what is the third one you believe?
Third
I
one,
believe you are saying international media, and then
law and order.
law and order, and then
And the third one is managing so much of political parties, because the political parties, Bangladesh, there are, as you know, Bangladeshi people are very much politically conscious. So everybody is linked with one or either some political party or the leaders. So they have the interest, the political parties, to go to the power by any means. So that's the thing. So bringing all those, he has the reform committee, he has some different committees, but there were meetings and meetings and meetings, but he couldn't finally, come to a conclusion. For example, July Charter. He had so many meetings with different political parties, and every time the political parties, they changes their views. So, and the people, the general people, they know it, they see it, they understand it.
I understand. Okay. Now, that's wonderfully said. Now we'll move on to our next question. In our conversation, another thing came up when we were teaming up with Dr. Khalid. Why do you think that the sovereignty of Bangladesh was compromised?
Thank you, Hanif. This is again a very critical question.
It is.
And this is Bangladesh got liberation in 1971. It's more than 53, 54 years. But the message was given to the people by different governments in Bangladesh that Bangladesh would be submissive to India, because India helped Bangladesh during War of Liberation. And it was like that the country was under the shadow of India. It is again based on
That is true, that the conspiracy, or probably this was one of the benefits that India looked towards, for which they helped us during 71. So that is given. But why do you think the sovereignty of Bangladesh is compromised at this time?
When we say about sovereignty, what it comes? Political sovereignty,
Correct. Yes.
economic sovereignty,
Yes.
foreign policy, military. So if you see that in Bangladesh in the last, uh, at least the recent, the 16 years, this government, they could not take any decision uh, for any international issues. They have to depend on India. Even before the fall of the government, when Sheikh Hasina went to China, uh, she had to go to India to get some sort of permission or discussion, whatever you say.
I understand.
And then she went to China, and in China the meeting was not a successful one. She had to come back short of 1 day or maybe 1.5 days, and she returned to Bangladesh without any success as such. So this is well known to everybody, world knows it. But now you see that Professor Yunus, he is calm, but he is bold. The country wants to stand tall. That is the thing.
Yeah, I believe that Bangladesh sovereignty was completely given to India on a platter, basically. When I see the spy chief of Bangladesh runs away to take refuge in India, that probably tells you that our sovereignty was completely compromised. And spy chief meaning he has lots of information that is secret and that is valuable to our national security. So when he ran away and took refuge in India, I'm pretty sure he's selling it and he's living off selling the information to India. Maybe he did it all throughout the time with the help of the runaway government. But that concerns me. Concerns me, yes. In regard to that, I would like to add that I do not know how Indian foreign policy is, but if we look at their relation with anybody around them, it's not good. Sometimes I find them to be maybe a little over aggressive. That's why they're not having a good relation with Maldives, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bhutan, Pakistan, of course, that's given. Bangladesh, and now it looks like they're in romance with Afghanistan, but I believe it will be a short lived one as well. Just an opinion. I do not know. So I will move on to the next concern. When you talk about disinformation, misinformation, or the campaign against Bangladesh, one of the things that is very prominent is that the minority is under attack or at least under some kind of suppression, especially Hindus. And what is your opinion about that in short?
Uh, the minorities, the Hindu population in Bangladesh, I've seen in the data, they are also, majority of the people, they say that Bangladesh is going in the right direction, the Hindu community.
Do you have any statistics?
Yeah, I have it again, more than 70% of the Hindu community, they are saying.
I would love to have that. Okay,
Yeah,
go ahead.
so they are saying that Bangladesh is in the right, going in the right direction. And we have also seen in the data, the Hindu people, the community, they suffered a lot during the last 16 years. But that data, that information was not shown to the public. Neither the Army League government nor the Indian media. When we spoke with them, they mentioned that during the last 16 years, we had so much of sufferings, property related, or the safety of the children or our daughter or our families. We faced a lot during during the last 16 years. Do you think that if any such crimes were done by the opposition, was that so easy during the previous government to be safe attacking the Hindu communities by opposition? Never. So it was always done. The corruption, then the asking for money, then the forced abduction of the younger women and so on. A lot of things happened, but they could not say anything because it is like that. The Hindu communities are the vote bank of Awami League. So when we spoke with the Hindu communities, the leaders and the general people, they said that this is their country. They're born here for generations. They want to stay here. They want to live here uh, with all the rights.
Perfect.
This is what they want. They don't want to be victim every time, and they would be. Uh, you can say that they will be the case for the political parties.
I do not believe even the Modi government or the Indian government ever cared about the Hindus of Bangladesh really. They always kept it alive in the media so that they can score points off it.
Absolutely.
But they were never concerned about the people and safety of Hindu people in Bangladesh.
This is a political.
Political, yes. And the second thing I believe, whenever you are in a minority, like I'm in Toronto myself, 21 years ago when I landed here, sorry, I do apologize, 25 years, I sometimes felt like I was a minority, which I was, because there were a lot of other people. And I did feel a little suppression from within. Maybe it was not there, but I felt it. So the same way, the people, Hindu people of Bangladesh may feel it as well because they're not as many. However, the way it is portrayed in the Indian media, the suffering of Hindu people just because they are Hindu is not anywhere near a concerning level. It is true that traditionally Hindu people are pro Awami League, the runaway government, and that's why they have more positions in that government. So it's possible when people are angry with Awami League, then they are angry with anybody who is involved with it and involved with the suppression. So any kind of anger against Awami League, who may be a Hindu, cannot always counted as a Hindu suppression card, which India is playing all the time.
This is true, Hanif. You see, the captain of Bangladesh cricket team is Liton Das. He is a Hindu, and he is leading the country's cricket team, and he has all the good wishes from the people, all the people of Bangladesh. So it is not that the Hindu were attacked. It is those who supported Awami League, and Muslims were also attacked. Christians were also attacked. Those who supported Awami League. That's very simple, plain and simple.
Correct.
And let me tell you one very recent my experience. I spoke with one of my friends. He is a Hindu, very prominent personality in Bangladesh. He has a huge business, and he said, "I will not go to India, never. I'll be in Bangladesh because I born here. My grandparents were here. Why should I? And I have all my business, and I don't want to be." Member of the certain political party, that means Awami League. And he said, I never voted for Awami League. So he said in his life. Then I said, then why don't you raise this voice that Hindus are equally like any other citizens of Bangladesh? This is their country, they're born here, they will be here, and they will have all the freedom to join either Awami League or BNP or Jamaat or any other parties they have. Why they should be the vote bank of Awami League, and Awami League will be using them, and India will get the chance to again use the Hindu people, Hindu community. It shouldn't be.
Great answer.
And Hanif, you will be against. I think you know that during the last July revolution, there are many Hindu
Yes.
young boys and girls that died.
Yeah.
They were in the
That's true.
forefront
It's
because
true.
they love this country. But now, if you say that no, since you're Hindu, so you will be backed by India, no, they don't want. And the younger generations, I know very well, they don't want. So,
Yes.
and that should be, it should come within the Hindu people as well. They have started already. They have already started. And I know that there are many Hindu, they are working in many Islamic Islamic means organizations supported by different Islamic groups and so on. They are working happily. So it is okay.
I understand. That's great. We're towards the end of our conversation today. I have a few questions. Let me see if I can ask them quickly. Elections. Your thoughts in 1 minute.
Election, I believe that it will be in February. Professor Yunus is trying hard, and his cabinet has advisors, and some of the big, the large political parties there also, and the communities, the Friends of Bangladesh, they also want to see a democratic government, and that is good, and the majority of the people, they also want that.
Great. Wonderful. With that, I would like to conclude today's show. Thank you very much. But before I do that, I would like to ask Dr. Khalid if he has anything else to say. Go ahead, Dr. Khalid.
Thank you so much, Hanif. It's a wonderful episode with you. And yes, we want to see a Bangladesh, a rising Bangladesh, a rebirth of a nation. We want to see that.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Good night.